you're not gonna believe this, but the average person spends about 4.5 hours a day on their phone. It can give you neck hump, back issues. And honestly, I found that it makes me unintentional with my day. So even when I do things I should be doing, I'm not really present. You, my friend, are struggling with something called
doom scrolling.
Hello? So I'm about to tell you the secret of how I help my clients 3x the amount of time they cut down from screen time. Just like my client right here.
Before we met, I was spending around 10 to 12 hours a day on my phone. With the amount of time I spend on my phone, I could have achieved my dreams. I feel a lot better. Now I'm spending 4 hours on my phone. It's just tremendous for me to say that I wasn't on my phone for a crazy amount of time.
And like you just saw with my client, you can easily get carried away with this. My dog is biting my hand and you don't even see it. Look at them. Little troublemakers. Let's go through this strategy and help you crush your screen time. So we're gonna need 3 steps. Most people totally screw up and fall back into their old habits because they skip the 3rd step. I'll be telling you what that step is at the end so you can really value it and so I can hold your attention because I want to do well in the algorithm, just being honest. So step 1, mindset. There's 2 tactics to do for this that are really important. The first one is just to get intentional. This is something really important that I do with my clients because you don't want to just jump into a situation without knowing anything about what your strengths and weaknesses are, what its strengths and weaknesses are. You wouldn't jump into a game where you have this whole battlefield and you have no weapons. You just have fists. Well, imagine you don't even have fists. You just have your hands tied behind your back. That's it. A kinky game. Okay. You don't know anything about what the enemy even looks like, does, has as weapons. That's what happens when you don't get intentional before you jump into the battlefield. Just get intentional because if you create a strategy, you're increasing your odds of succeeding. The second tactic is to create principles, right? This is something I made up that has really helped as a strong foundation for me and my clients so we don't fall back into things. And I talk about it in this video. Which side is it on? Action steps. Phone locking. I know for me, I really struggled badly with YouTube. I would spend hours and hours just scrolling. I'd scroll on YouTube, I'd scroll on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on everything. And then at the end of the day, I didn't accomplish anything at all. But I did learn how to make some really good pie. So I basically screen recorded step 1. What's really cool about this is you can do this on your phone. I'll walk you through this. So you go through settings, then you can see your screen time here. It shows you exactly how much time you're spending on things. Then you hit app limits, and then you add a limit. I added Facebook here. For example, you hit time, the amount of hours or minutes you want to set, what day, select how long you want to set it up for. You can also add other apps. I select entertainment here. So it's really cool because you can do this for any app. You can put it on camera. Trains you to stop taking selfies. Try it with Instagram, Facebook. You can really do literally whatever you want. You can also turn off the app limits if you want anytime, though I would highly suggest you don't. Now let's go to downtime. Go to every day if you want to schedule it, or you can customize the days. Of course, set the time, just like you've been doing. You can turn on or off the downtime for screen time, whatever you want. Super easy. You can set up screen time even for your family. What's really cool is you can see all the activity for your charts. So you can see how much time you're spending on each app. So if you don't know what you want to put limits on, you can just look up this and then set a limit on those apps. You can check for the week or each day. So you can find that you spend a lot of time on one thing today, but you actually spend more time on another app throughout the whole week. So that's really helpful. And what I love about this is that you can track exactly how much time you're spending on things. And you just want to cut down the amount of time you're texting people. You can do this. Then you go to communication limits. Then you can hit during downtime, specific contacts or everyone. Now step 2 is very important. It's where you like and subscribe to this video. And then step 3 is where you go through YouTube locking. This is really, really cool because you can lock the amount of time you spend on YouTube, literally on YouTube. They knew this would happen to people, so they actually made a setting just for that. If you just go to your profile, you can actually see at the bottom time watched, and then you'll see these 3 toggles here. So you can see the chart just like in the iPhone. So let's say, for example, you want to select remind me when it's bedtime. So you can make it so that's super, super easy to not scroll on YouTube at bedtime. You can even select wait until I finish my video to show reminder. That's pretty nice because you don't want those videos in your head throughout the night without knowing what happened. So if you're watching a video and then it says it's 11 p.m., you got to go to bed, cutting you off right now, and you didn't finish your video, you're gonna be frustrated and you're gonna be more likely to turn this off. So it helps you actually finish your video, and then it prevents you from watching more videos. There's also a great option where it helps you take a break. You can set the frequency of hours or minutes. Those are the action steps, but you're missing one extremely important thing, and this is the determining factor that helped bring my client from 12 hours a day on his phone to 4 hours, which is less than the average American. The problem that happens is we create these limits for ourselves, but then we get bored and we just want to get back into it. So one thing that I did that really made a huge difference for my client, we created a habit hack. The goal here was really to just replace that time that he would have spent on his phone with something healthy for him. You have a principle where you say, I'm the type of person that spends my spare time reading books or writing out to-do lists of what to do tomorrow, something healthy and productive, so I can be productive, spend less time on a screen, and be present in my life, whatever that is to you. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch this video up here somewhere and you'll see what I mean. It's very important to watch because it'll really help you set up strong foundations for your habits and boundaries. So if you don't set up this third step, you will most likely fall back into your old habits because you're in the process of training your brain. So what we want to do is act kind of like a dentist here. We're drilling in this new habit here and we're scooping out old gunk, and then now we're filling it with something that's going to keep you protected and it's going to be permanent and supportive to you. So you can live your life without worrying about falling back into that old habit. The thing about habits that's really important to understand too is you're already on autopilot with your bad habits and your good habits. So what we want to do is replace the bad habit with a good habit too, but it's going to take 3 weeks or so. You got to do it every day consistently. And I would highly suggest not worrying about being perfect. Don't worry about doing the right productive thing. Don't worry, don't get in your head about it. I'd much rather you just be consistent every day. If you do one thing a day that helps you, even if you just start out small with replacing like spending an hour scrolling on your phone with spending half an hour. So don't worry about being perfect right out the gates. It's very hard. You'll be much more likely to succeed if you focus on just being consistent a little bit at a time. And trust me, this works. I've been doing this for 21 years. I've coached over 1,100 clients to do this. What you're struggling with is nothing new. And I've seen the results over and over and over. Trust me, this works, okay? Get an accountability buddy like your friend or your parents or your family members. So click the link in the description to learn how to 2 to 5x your ADHD productivity. Well, I'll give you a free strategy session. We'll work one-on-one together, and I'll lay out a custom plan just for you. So as my gift to you, you do not have to pay a penny, just paying it forward. Comment below what that app is that you spend the most time on, and I'd especially love to hear if you found this helpful. So enjoy your life. No longer
Doom scrolling.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no, dude.